is it?
Well, I've seen worse, Poppy, but the good news is I can give you a little bit of a glow up by redesigning you in 4 different styles. And those styles will be realistic, pop art, torn, and glitch. Let's start off with the glitch effect. Today I want to focus on doing some of these effects without the Posca markers or paint pens that you normally have. So for here I'm just using a thick ink pen to use as a substitute for the black. And then when we're finished, we're going to add in an alcohol marker for the color side of both the red and the blue. I decided not to use a basic cartoon effect. Instead, I like the way the glitch effect has a kind of cartoon aesthetic. So when we layer in the blue here, you're going to get that nice, cool, crisp cartoon look with the thick, bold lines, but it's going to have a nice, fun glitch effect that I haven't done in a really long time. So when we're adding these lines, I want to add a much thicker stroke to them, give them more of a tapered look rather than the straight line that we're normally used to. Then all we have to do is just punch in the white. This is where I'm going to just add the white for the paint pen, but if you don't have it, you could always use a gel pen. Now let's head on to the pop art section. Now, what is pop art specifically? Well, it was a movement in the 50s and the 60s in America and in Britain that basically bucked traditional fashion trends and fine art trends and incorporated more pop culture art, more comic book, and more things that we would actually see today. One thing that I do really love about pop art in general is the bright, vivid nature of the colors, the comic book feel that comes throughout the pages, the outlining, the boldness, the imagery just kind of jumps right off the page. And it's also stylistic. It looks as if it's been represented as either a comic book or an advertisement. And it's really hard to replicate. It's not just like, oh, let's throw back to a 1950s comic book and call it pop art. You kind of have to deconstruct things a little bit. So when you're going to layer in color, you want to be a little bit more almost surrealistic when you pop in your colors. So you're not just going to add black, you're going to add blue, because a lot of those colors were not easily introduced and they didn't have the wide variety of colors, especially in comic book back then, that we do today. So we're going to change up the color palette a little bit. We're going to really punch in those blacks for when we pop in the outlines, and I think it's going to look amazing. It's probably one of my favorite pieces of a section that I've done in a really long time, but let me know what you guys and gals think in the comments down below. With the pop art side complete, we're now going to head on over to the torn effect. And what is the torn effect? Well, basically we want to erase away a certain amount of areas, and then we want this to come across as if Poppy has been torn, perhaps by the prototype, but in general we want the image to look like it's been scratched away. One thing that I absolutely love about this effect is that it doesn't require a lot of fancy materials. If you have a fine liner, then all you have to do is outline the torn marks exactly how you'd want, and then you can add as much or as little color as you want. Now for the dress, it's a very simple design. A little bit of blue, a little bit of gray, and a splash of green for the shadow inside of the dress. But outside of that, you can make it as realistic or as cartoony as you like. So if you do have Poscas and you kind of just want to go with a thick, bold cartoon style, then go right ahead. This is a style that really allows you to do whatever you want, and that's kind of what I want to do with most of my art, is to showcase that you don't need all the fancy materials to create something really cool. And that's how this effect can take something simple but make it look really awesome. Almost forgot this little splash of red in the hair, and we're going to call this one complete. As you can see with the effect, the hand looks like it just scratches Poppy away. But now, let's finish up with the realistic side. Now on for the realistic side, but before we start the realistic side, I do want to let you know I had to switch up the order of the release of the videos. The Huggy Wuggy and Kissy Missy drawing is complete, but it's going to be like a 15 to maybe 20-minute video because I'm doing it in 8 different styles, and it's a lot bigger than the drawings that I normally do, so that's why I decided to release this video first, because I just wanted to give something a little bit smaller, something that I can get out quicker, and instead of waiting a week or even 2 weeks to get out the Kissy Missy and Huggy Wuggy video. But it'll be well worth your wait because it was an amazing piece. It's all done, it's just now editing and voicing and doing all that other fun YouTube stuff. But let's get on to the realistic. This side I wanted specifically for the realistic because of all the textures, but also I'm going to primarily stick to color pencils and inks in this section. I'm sorry, I'm going to stick primarily with alcohol markers and inks in this section. And yes, I'm going to keep that in because I don't mind showing my flubs every once in a while. The reason that I want to add some of these inks in primarily is because of the pale porcelain-like features of Poppy, and because she's chipped away, there's going to be lots of damage that has taken place, and the best way to achieve all those subtle highlights and shadows is with these ink pens that I have. You can use an ink wash instead if you don't have them. They are Japanese style brush pens that I personally love them. I mean, because they get all these nice little subtle details and everything else, and you can get a wide array of shades very quickly down on the page. And when I'm trying to do some realistic work, it's a great way to kind of cheat in some realistic effects. So without using too much color pencil work and primarily working with inks and alcohol markers, how we're going to get a realistic effect is by working in layers and by laying a lot of time dry between said layers. Because if we try to continuously work a lot of alcohol marker or ink on top of each other, they're going to blend, they're going to bleed out onto the page, they're going to smear all over the place, and you're just going to have a mud mixer, and it's just not something that you're going to want. So what I do is I kind of work one area, then I hop over to another area, and then I allow each area to dry, and then I rework layer on layer on layer, almost like acrylic paint. And if you take the time and you work everything just right, you'll be able to get all these nice little blends. Like when I pop the blacks in here, that's almost like carving out all of the areas that I don't want, or I want to be recessed and I want them to be really back and sitting in the distance. Then I'll pop in the red over the top to blend out some of that black. So that way when I add some paint pens at the end just for little notches of detail, it makes everything kind of just jump off the page. And just like that, we are finished. Which are your favorite styles in this drawing? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I shall see you all in the next video.